Sante! Welcome to the Sorare Lounge, courtesy of the Sorare Thursday Club. Today we have a full tripod featuring my glamorous co-hosts, Play Sharper, Everton expert and duck lover, Johnny, aka Dornado, and Granite Xhaka's number one stan, Jesse, aka Swiss Mafia, and I am, of course, Ricky, aka the Sorare Mamba. Sorry for being a little bit late. Multiple technical issues. Possibly because we all have moustaches now. But yeah, now we're here. We're ready to go. How are you this evening? Johnny, how are you?
I'm good. Yeah, not much going on at the moment. I've had a decent little midweek Sorare result for one of my teams. I was thinking I might get a first place at one point tonight, but I've ended up top 30. But yeah, all good. Trying to shelter from the storm that is attacking the United Kingdom at the moment.
Oh, yes, indeed.
But yeah, no, all good with me.
And we are joined. I'm joined live in the Sorare hub by Swiss Mafia himself for his first ever live. I think he needed his handheld slightly, to get him through the experience. How are you doing today?
I'm good, mate. I'm in the Mamba laboratory. It's very impressive.
Yeah.
I was saying to John earlier, I'm in here staging a bit of intervention because your recent hairdos or up and coming potential hairdos are of a slight concern, I think.
Since
what you're thinking about doing?
I'll start over there.
Yeah, I was going to dye my hair blonde in tribute to Garnacho. This broken arm being inside a lot, I've been going a little bit stir crazy. Trying to get the tash as well, but not quite up to your level yet. I think you're the early leader in ridiculousness, but we will plug that at the end of the show, Johnny's little brainwave. But tonight we are going to discuss the top of the market, the bottom of the market, and whereabouts in the middle we should be. But first, some fun things have been happening on Sorare today. Let's start with...
Is it Gokka's posts?
It is not Gokka's posts.
Honestly, that man, Christ.
No, block him and move on with your lives.
Yeah.
Special edition away kits. This is the breaking news everyone wanted on a Thursday for something to talk about. Here is Liverpool tweeting about it themselves, a tweet from Liverpool's official account. There's a little Verge down here in his Sorare card in the Liverpool changing room. Sorare, the official partner of Liverpool Football Club. We like that market, right? That's nice.
I like everything about it apart from the football team.
I put my views on Twitter earlier. I think it's a great thing. It's cool. I love the away kits. Obviously, it's similar to what I think may have accidentally happened with Bournemouth, right? With the Premier League cards. I don't know if they meant to release home and away Bournemouth tops.
They did, didn't they? They said it was the first ever away kit.
We did. Well, this is kind of like the official first away kit, isn't it? Where they actually launched it. It is cool, but why Liverpool? Come on, man. But it is good for marketing. Like Liverpool have posted it and said like official partners. Like that is good. But
I'll tell you why Liverpool, mate. It's because You'll Never Walk Alone is about to drop his absolute bag on it. That's why.
Did he buy the chap today?
Yeah, he did. I'm sure that's coming up, isn't it? Is that the plan?
Oh yeah, you're foreseeing the future. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's good for the game, right? It's good for the game. When Everton release their away kit, I'll just completely have to remortgage a house, probably, I'd imagine.
I think it's really clever, right? Because it's a way to get a special edition, a different card design out, but within the same scarcity and number of that. It's just carrying on the rare. Yeah.
I think they should do it with different poses as well, right? So like that's the home kit again, but the guy's doing like holding the football or something stupid like. I'd buy different cards of the same kit if they were different poses for sure.
Oh, I have a question. Pick me.
Yes, you, sir.
Thank you. Rare cards, away kit. Does this count towards the collection, or is this a fresh collection? Can I have a rare away kit and a home kit in the same collection?
Isn't it a special scarce, like a special edition card? It counts as a bonus for that.
So within the same collection?
Within the same collection. It's the collection of the team, right? It's not the kit.
Yeah. It's Liverpool 2023. I think it's all within the same season. Does it count as a special season card? A special edition card? So you get that extra...
I think I saw something about it. It does count, but I may be wrong.
30 XP, isn't it?
Something like that. 30 collection points. Yeah.
That's genius. That would make them a lot more appealing, doesn't it? Well, I didn't think of that point, but yeah,
I
that
would
obviously makes them more appealing. I think they look quite cool. I'm a sucker for special edition. Change the design slightly, and I'm willing to spray bunts on it, left, right, and centre. So yeah, I think it's a nice touch. I think it's a clever idea, and yeah, they look quite cool. If it was anyone but Liverpool, I'd be interested. Well, that green kit is quite cool. I don't like saying it, but
it's a cool kit. Yeah.
Unfortunately, I do quite like it. If you've got any views on anything, drop some message in the live chat. We love people that join in. But next, some of the big ticket sales that have happened recently. You've been keeping an eye on any NBA auctions today? You two are far too busy to.
I mean, not so much, but obviously I've seen what's been happening for sure.
Big Vic.
Yeah.
Victor Wanyama, Tottenham legends.
Yeah, like you just mentioned, Wembanyama, the unique came out. I think there's been a bit of negative sentiment floating around, isn't there? So
just a little bit.
It's just like a nice litmus test of where people were thinking of the new season of NBA, and it's absolutely flown. 61.182 ETH, £90,000. Topped 100. I think it was $110,000. Yeah, it was pretty wild. It came down to two people. You'll Never Walk Alone and Mr. UO69. UO69. I said that to my wife quite a lot over the last few years, but
how'd that go?
Went badly. But yeah, you can see
your dad jokes are really good, mate. Your dad jokes are fantastic.
Thanks, buddy. These battled out from 42 ETH all the way up to 61 ETH, and that is a massive, massive sale. Cool cards. I think if Sorare is to go to the moon, this is probably one of, if not the most collectible cards there is.
This is exact one I'd want, 100%. But you know what's mad? Do you see him comment on it? And he purchased him just with the winnings from his NBA. So he's not actually put any money into this at all.
He's joking. I mean,
it's ridiculous.
Obviously, different leagues to what we were all doing, but like the card itself, like these NBA cards are so fucking fire, aren't they? They're so.
This was the draft day edition, at least the draft day edition of the top rookies.
I missed that.
He picked this up for 15 grand.
I think I prefer that.
I love the purple uniques across the board, football, NBA, everything. But the NBA ones in particular, I think, look really cool, don't they?
Draft ones are bloody cool, though.
But I think this is the first rookie in his kit. It's beating all his physical rookie cards. This is like, this is the one you'd want, I think. You two don't play NBA, do you? It's the start of the in-play competition tomorrow, the in-season tournament tomorrow. Get yourselves your common team set up.
No, I've got a budget limited one. I did before, but I don't know what I can do with it, if I'm honest. Yeah,
it's good. It's big cash prizes. It's good. It seems to have invigorated the NBA side of things. So yeah, I bought a few cards for that. I like the NBA. Grinding? There's no ETH grinding, but there's cash prizes this time.
I'm a grinding kind of guy.
Yeah.
I would just really love if the cards, in particular the NBA ones, had some details on the back, like height or something stupid, like it'd just be cool. Like rather than it just being sort of a plain back card. Maybe that'll be something they do for sort of next year's 3D cards or something. But it'd be cool to have like some info on the back there, don't you think? I don't know. Maybe I'm just being a bit of a twat, but
I kind of like. I don't know if I said this before. I like the idea of the cards having like the owner etched into the back of it, a bit like trophies as they pass through. So it's always on that. Do you know what I mean? So like adds more
like an engraving on a trophy almost.
Yeah, or just like some sort of history on the card.
Yeah. Well, you can see the history below, but you mean like on the physical card itself?
I guess. I don't think you can actually do that. To be fair, I don't know if you can change your NFTs once they're minted like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Fuck knows.
Yeah, you can see here he's gone in as the fourth highest sale over the last year on Sorare. It's 5 of the top 10 basketball players.
It's interesting, isn't it?
Beating out the Jude unique that's just happened as well. His limited as well went pretty high. I don't know if you saw that one. That went to Zima Blue, one of the returning whales back to the platform. I think that was...
What we're talking, multiple grand.
a fair whack of money. No, Zuma Blue. Sorry, £2,600
That's ridiculous.
for a limited.
How many are there of that card?
They've lowered the scarcity this year, so there'll be 1,000.
That's ridiculous.
I want one. It's my aim before the end of the season.
I want it when Benyama, but not.
Yeah.
Did they ever? I know, obviously, we're talking basketball players here, but did they ever actually announce the official criteria for a card being a rookie card, like across football, everything? Like, because it's obviously cards. For instance, with the Everton collection, there's like a couple of youngsters in there, like Dobbin, but they're not rookie cards, and they've not been on the game before. Like, what do they have to be a rookie card?
First professional season.
Oh, it's their actual, not first season on Sorare, first
professional season, yeah.
So actual, like, proper rookie. Like,
you can't just sign a team on and put all the 32-year-olds as rookie cards.
Well, I was thinking, I don't know.
We've got this big one coming up as well in 4 days left. Endrick, his first card went for a lot of money, as it is, the big hype. So what I was getting to with all of this is the big ticket cards seem to be raking in the money still, right? Top end of the market still seems to have a healthy place. Endrick, Wembanyama, Jude, there's still a lot of money flowing in at the top, right? The problem seems to be the sentiment that the bottom of the market is not holding up its end of the bargain, right? Limited prices seem to be going down. In general, it's a generalized term. There are cards going up.
Rares are going down.
Yeah, but I guess there's a lot of players at the bottom are complaining that, a lot of people view their Sorare experience through their gallery value, don't they? And when it goes down, they shit the bed. So yeah, the top end of the market seems to be doing really well. The bottom end seems to be a bit low. So what should we be doing in the middle? I think thresholds is the way to go, right? Everyone seems to aim for the rare threshold. Should we be looking higher, and should we be going for the blue threshold? Super rare Cat 240. Does that make more sense?
When the market's down, like whatever you think of, I mean, you're on the platform because you believe in it, full stop. But even the naysayers right now, while the market's down, if you're playing, Thresh is the place to play because you're playing against the game. You're playing for a guaranteed amount of money, regardless of what the sentiment of the market is, and you have access to cheaper cards. Like, it is a weird little paradox where as the platform starts falling down in terms of value and cards you win are worth less and everyone's getting pissed off by it, the game actually becomes easier from an ROI perspective if you're playing just against the game, and threshold is more accessible. Like, I look at it and I'm like, fucking hell, like, should I have like Rashfords in my lineup right now, or like, the higher value cards when I could just be coining the ETH, which is probably the wrong perspective from longevity of the game. But again, I'm more targeting the people that are moaning and they're only interested in the money. Literally, the market's set for them to just make easy money right now.
People are too impatient, aren't they? People are just want bloody Haaland limited or rare, like straight off the bat. Like, you're exactly right, and it's especially true of limited, isn't it? Like, we were discussing the other day, you can pick up a limited keeper for a £5.
It's mental.
You could get a really good limited team, even a limited squad, for less than £20 probably, like, easily. And if you win your £5 that week in threshold, that's a 25% return on your investment in 1 week. Like, you do that, like, it's slightly more different for rare, obviously, because keepers cost more in comparison to the threshold. But like, people panic, but actually, like you said, it's a good thing, isn't it? It is a good thing. But no one likes to see their gallery value go down. That's not going to be good for anyone, is it? But I'd love to be doing super rare. Like, if I had the money in my own personal life right now, I'd definitely be doing super rare. There's so many good super rare cards available at the moment. Like Premier League cards. Like, I know I talk about Everton a lot, but like, you can genuinely get like good Everton AA players for like less than 0.2 ETH right now as a super rare, and that's cheap.
Which in real money is
like £200. £200, you get like 3 or 4 of them. You'd obviously have to get a keeper. And what's the threshold? It's 200, isn't it?
$200, yeah.
$200. So, I mean, yeah, I'd definitely do super rare if I could. Obviously, you've got first-hand experience of it, haven't you, Rick?
Yeah, I mean, you touched on the limited prices there. Hang on, I've just loaded up my photo gallery in front of me. You touched on limited price there. Like I had the Gamba Osaka goalie for like £3 at the moment. We need the Higashiguchi or whatever. It's like mad. And maybe, this is what Sorare envisaged when they first released limiteds, was the type of prices people were going to be paying anyway, like £70 for a Bruno Fernandes or, a few hundreds for an Mbappe rather than £5,000 or whatever, which was like maybe this was the plug in and play fun
easy entry
level that it was always meant to be, and that we all got so hyped and we kept the prices artificially high for so long that this is what it was always meant to be. I've got a lot of limiteds, so that's not really what I want, but it sort of fits the pick up and play mold a bit better, doesn't it? Now limiteds price wise, you could literally stick in £50 and get a team of players and run them out at the weekend, which sort of feels like what
it should be.
Entry level limited could be. But the problem is when everyone's paid more for their cards, they're not too happy when that happens. But
inevitably, there's always going to be people that have paid at top end, isn't there? There's always going to be people that paid at top end that aren't happy, and then that'll get to a point where it'll get lower, and then people will buy at bottom end, and then it's just a constant up and down, isn't it? It's always going to be like that.
And you know what, that's tough shit. That's like, you've made a bad investment, mate. Get over it. Like, you should have assessed the market and the game before you even did that.
100%. Like, you should have listened to us. You should have read Jesse's awesome spreadsheet.
I mean, I'm not sure everyone, like, when they join and you just buy it whatever the price is when you join, right? Because you're enjoying it. I don't think you forecast your prices going down.
Not unless you look at the Mafia Matrix, mate.
Yeah, not unless you're looking at the Mafia Matrix. But what this leads to, right, at the moment with falling prices, is that the threshold is the thing you want. If we're looking at rare threshold,
100%.
One rare threshold gets you a really decent rare player at the moment. So the rare threshold is the thing most people are aiming for. But I was thinking of, why don't you aim for the super rare threshold? $200, and if prices are reasonable right now, then that's got to be the most achievable thing to aim for. If that's better than card prices at the moment, threshold, surely the next step up from cap 240 rare is cap 240 super rare. Why would you want to be playing the rare plus, they're called now, aren't they? Super rare, whatever, plus tournaments, when you can just go straight in for that big threshold.
I've thought about this though. I think I already know the answer.
Go on then.
Because I
like it.
Me and John aren't in super rare, right? And you are?
Yes.
I got Max Noster.
I think it's because I'm a pussy.
Okay.
And I'm not willing to sell my. So, in fact, John, you're there with me to a point. Like,
yeah, I'm a pussy as well. You're right.
I've bought because I like them and I like playing with them, and therefore I don't want to sell them. And I've also got a long-term plan with the Euros. So, like, I break my plan every 2 months, and you always take the piss out of me, and I kind of don't want to do it again just because I can't take anymore. But John's like Mr. Everton, like, and you just don't sell, do you? Like you said earlier, if I had the money, I'd do it, mate. You've got so much in your report that you could switch to super rares. You can make a single team piece of piss, but you're not.
These cards are my family. I can't sell them. I get too attached. I'm still keeping hold of Lucas Zillaryan. I'm not selling him.
He's done. Are we done? Like, what are we doing?
It depends how you look at it. There's positive and negatives, right? The first thing you'd say is the easiest way to do it is put more money in, right? And that isn't an option for a lot of people. And as you two said, isn't an option for you. I don't think you can do it by winning cards to move up, can you? Because
not right now. No.
It's not really feasible to like pick up super rares from winning cap.
It's hard.
I don't even know, because they were in cap 270, weren't they? That's the month-long thing at the moment. So
not winning them. I mean, you could win like five 5 or so thresholds in rare, and you could probably get a decent-ish super rare.
Yeah, upgrading is the way to do it, isn't it? But you're saying can you win the cards?
You can't win your way up, can you? You can't win the cards to move up.
I've won 1 super rare since I played through rare. I don't even know they do it anymore. So no, definitely not.
Definitely not. So you'd have to trade or buy your way up, right? Which is a problem for someone like Johnny because he won't sell and doesn't trade. So that won't work for him.
It's rare, yeah.
So, yeah. Market is in a lull, though, which means selling off your current cards is harder as well.
It's really hard, yeah. And trading, you get...
It is hard. I think what people have to remember when it is like this is if you're selling your cards to buy cards, then in theory that shit that you're taking from selling, you're going to benefit from when you're buying immediately. So it should even out. If you're selling cards to take money out, it's like at this moment, it's a terrible time to be doing that. But if you're selling, say a semi-decent rare to buy a slightly less than semi-decent super rare, you should get the same amount of sort of discount because of the crash on both.
Yeah,
roughly. Obviously, there's less to go on for super rare because there's less super rares. People never quite know what price to put it at or what it's worth. I guess you have some problems buying and selling super rares, don't you? Because it's just like the last sale was like 4 months ago, say. So much has changed in 4 months. It's usually about what 4 or 5 times a rare price for the card. Would you say?
Yeah, they're tough to value with bots and traders as well.
Yeah,
you know, they usually just put like a 5 or 6x on them. It's usually cheaper to go through the auction house, but you know that can be a long
keeper, right? Keeper is always like in every threshold, every scarcity. Keeper is always the one where it's like, right, I could get probably a good defender, a good midfielder, and a sort of average forward for maybe 400 to 500 pounds total, which you could do via buying with your own money or trading in some rares, for example. But it's just that keeper, isn't it? You've got to find that keeper. It's going to cost you what's the super rare keeper at the moment? Like 0.4 ETH, if not more.
Yeah, 0.5.
Yeah, 0.5, and that's 750 quid, which not a lot of people have got just spare. And also, if you're going to trade in rares at the current prices they are for that super rare keeper, you're going to have to be trading in a rare keeper, which is difficult to part with, isn't it? When you've got a rare keeper that's playing, and you're putting a team in with him every week, it's difficult to then bite the bullet and sell. Like whether he's, I don't know, it's just tough, isn't it?
So what about doing the old-fashioned knocking the keeper off and picking four players that are
better than average, but then you've got to have the money to buy those
560s that you normally wouldn't put in your cap 240 team because they're a bit too high, but they grind it out, and then with bonuses you could probably squeak up towards the mark, like Jackson Yules of this world, for example. Like how much is he? How much is a Jackson Yule super rare these days? Because he's in rare you can get one for 28 quid right now. Like that can be a lot of money. I was gonna get one earlier actually.
That is like stupidly cheap. I know he's not like, if he doesn't have very many like dark green scores, is he like dark green? But he's pretty solid, isn't he?
I'm so proud of you guys pumping Jackson Yule without any like interference from me. Looks like he is. There's one on the market for 0.188.
God, it's cheap, isn't it? That seems cheap. If you consider that, how much ETH is $200? Like how much is it in ETH? What, 0.14, something like that?
Yes, well, yeah, 1.5. I don't know, something around there.
But like that's one super rare threshold basically pays for him, like a little bit more than that. But
and someone like him, again, he's nailed on player. Will play all of next season.
I feel like the perfect like ETH team, whether it's limited rare or super rare, is to have 2 Jackson Yules in your team, like 2 of those types.
Yeah.
And then 2 like Castro Montez's, which are like 20 or 80.
Yeah, you need like one differential player, which is going to basically boom or bust each week, and then the rest are like solid 50, 60 bankers.
Yeah, I mean, Ricky had a purple patch, didn't you? You won like 3 or 4 thresholds in a row for super rare, didn't you? At one point.
Yeah, it did go very well at one point. I wouldn't recommend not going with a goalie. You know, I just don't think you know, for the amount
Your super rare outfielders would have to be fucking shit hot.
It's too much of a risk. I mean, I struggle to get it at the moment with 5 players. It just feels too risky and like you're throwing your money away. You know,
if you're gonna go like super rare, you got to sort of go the whole hog with, haven't you, and get a keeper in.
That's the ceiling again, though, isn't it? Like,
then you got to have a squad as well. You can't just go like just have 5 for super rares, because then you got to think, you know, have they all got to be from the same league, so they're playing at the same time, so I can use them in the game week. Like, you have to get probably a reasonable backup of every position, wouldn't you?
10 players you want.
You probably want 10 to start with, and then work your way up towards, 15, 16. But it's a better threshold, right? 4 times the rare one. You know, prices seem to hold better in the super rare level than they do the rare level. You know, the first time you hit it, you make $150 more than you do at the rare level. You know, once you've hit it 2-3 times, then you're really starting to rake back what you spent as an investment to get up there. Would be the way I'd start selling it. And you know, there seems to be more of a market for super rares in terms of, not that it's as busy, but people will always need the cards because they're rarer scarcity. So someone always wants those crappy, 40 average cards to fill out their cap teams, their 220, and there's less of them going around on the market. It also means less trading and, like buying for game weeks. If you're working on a smaller 12-man super rare squads compared to having like 100 limiteds, if you're finding that you've got too much to do on a Friday, like me, it could be like a more concentrated experience on so rare, right?
That's what I do at rares, and I actually much prefer it to juggling the massive gallery. It's just easier. But my issue is, it's the obvious move, but it's freaking hard to do. Unless I was to like sell because of the way the market is, unless I was to sell my gallery now at a loss and then take advantage of the low auctions, and like you got to get it right. Like if you're not buying, like I feel like if I'm gambling on players at those prices, it can hurt. So I actually tried to do this earlier. I was looking at John Mensah because he's at San Jose, wasn't he? His contract just ended. They're letting him go. He's free agency, but then they actually want him back, and he's having a look, and he might re-sign. So I'm gonna have a look at his super rare, and you can pick one up for like 60 odd quid. So I'm still thinking about it, but then his rare was £4, and I was like, I'll just get his rare because if he gets burnt, then it's £4.
Sneaky, I think San Jose are going to improve next year and be a pretty good team.
They're really good. Their youth teams are amazing.
This is coming from the #1 limited San Jose collector, so I might be biased.
I know we're talking about obviously the cap 240 ETH threshold a lot here, but like I've ended up somehow with a couple of my rare keepers becoming first keeper now. So like I've got more keepers than I used to have. So I'm putting in all-star rare plus teams in now with 5 rares, where obviously you can have 3 rares and 2 super rares. So I'm debating sort of going into that first and maybe buying, because I have held super rares before, like maybe between 5 and 10 total. But I was thinking of maybe getting 3 or 4 like oldish players, and then if maybe they start doing well, maybe I'll then go from that to super rare threshold. I don't know. I mean, do you do all-star rare plus, or do you just mainly stick to Thresh?
I do. I prioritize Cat 240 super rare, and then maybe a 220 if I got a spare goalie. I don't really have like the bits left over for a plus tournament. But this is one of the things. Usually that's where you go, right, from rare to plus, and then on to the full thing. My way of thinking was, why go and get some really good super rares that cost a lot of money to plug into with your rares for a plus team, when you could just go and pick up a handful of super rare players and just go for the threshold, rather than bothering with a really difficult like all-star rare plus or whatever, which is a really hard competition to win, and trying to get like 2 or 3 really good super rares, just getting a handful of level ones. These are my last 2 pickups: Ollie McBurney and Adam Webster. This is sort of like 240 fodder for the rest of the season. Adam Webster
Webster's good.
Ex-Bristol City. He has been in and out of the team, but I'm a sucker for an ex-Bristol City player. And McBurney has obviously had a couple of good performances with Sheffield United, but I was mainly thinking that they get relegated, and he's really good in the
He's a championship striker.
He plays for Scotland too. Does pretty well. He's actually a really good goal scorer, but not in the Premier League. It's like he banged him in for like Charlton and Swansea, didn't he, back in the day? But like I think that price for Webster is a bargain. To be fair, I think he'll leave Brighton. He probably will, maybe. I don't know. He's kind of in and out of the team, isn't he? Like you say.
Yeah, there's a lot of talk of him going somewhere when he got there and hit a good run of form. But I think, he's a bit more rotation now under De Zerbi. So
he's always had injuries, so his ceiling is at Brighton max. He's going down.
I could see him coming to like a newly promoted Premier League team. Yeah. He's still a Premier League quality player, I think. But like going to someone like maybe if Leeds got promoted back in, something like that, or Leicester, something like that. But yeah, I think that's a good price. And like you say, that's a bargain. What's that? Half of the threshold you've just paid.
It's rare prices, basically, what we're used to. Like a defender for 90 quid is what I would expect to pay for a rare defender.
Yeah, that's true.
Normally. So it's honestly, it's the goalie. That's the bit that puts me. I mean, even to that point, though, like if you pick up a goalie for 700 quid, again, we were doing that with rares. So like it's doable. I could flip my Pickford and someone else and then put a keeper in. I could do it.
It gets to the point with keepers, where like the ones that are affordable are probably really old, and like do I want to spend £600 on an old keeper who's probably good value because he scores well, but in like 18 months I'm gonna have to fucking fret over trying to sell him because he's about to retire.
Yeah.
Do I just go £300 more and pay like £900 to £1,000 for someone who's like 25 that's like I don't have to shit my pants over in the next 2 years, and then it's like having £1,000. Like I don't have £1,000, so like it's whether you want to spaff all that risk on a keeper. It's really difficult to, unless you can find some like hidden gem, like you can find some hidden gems
like Brad Guzan,
the Goose.
Yeah, but he's like 30. How old is he? 38, 39? I watched him last night against Columbus. He looks absolutely wank.
He is not
so
doing
bad.
very well. Yeah.
He's got an option for another year, though, I believe. So
I would be getting out of that card as soon as possible.
Have you still got him?
No, I used to have a super. I sold it.
Yeah.
I think the main point you can take away from what you've just said, as you move up and you spend a load on keepers or a star player or something, you become more susceptible to like having your portfolio ruined by injuries / transfers, right?
It's scary.
Yeah, if you've put a lot into a single super rare goalie and he gets a 3-month injury or something, you're up the Swanee, aren't you?
Exactly.
Or if he goes to Saudi Arabia. Obviously, if Johnny bought him, he'd go to Saudi Arabia.
But I do think it's a fun thing to like work towards. So rather than, if you think about the amount of ETH or whatever fiat that we spend on building our collections of like, or getting a player like Rashford who I just like, God knows why. But like, if I was just saving a little pot up, that pot builds up, and I could have get myself. You could get yourself like a Neto super rare who's a starting keeper, and you're away.
Samuel Walker.
Just got to be disciplined, and I'm not disciplined.
I now have a super rare Charlton second choice goalie and a 1 of 100 first choice Charlton goalie. I've got a pair of League One goalies.
You are a big Charlton fan this year. Let's hope they get promoted.
How are they doing? Are they doing well?
Mid-table. I really need Charlton to go up. But you raise a good point there with this buying your favourite players, blah, blah, blah. As you move up, right, and you concentrate your gallery into a fewer number of cards, if you want to move up, then you have less teams playing in a game week, right? Less involvement. Is that less on the fun side, putting in a couple of super rare teams compared to spamming 22 limited teams of players and like going, going to drop my Real Sociedad stack in here, and then my San Jose Earthquake stack over here, and then my shiny new Tottenham player in here. It's not going to happen as much. Is it worth chasing the money, sacrificing some of the fun at a lower level?
I mean,
good point.
if I'm doing super rare, I'm not sacrificing anything. I'll just add it on. I'll still be doing the other 30 teams probably.
So it comes back to spend more money is the way.
I mean, for me, this is making me really want to buy super rares. I kind of feel like I want a new challenge now because, like, basically every week at the moment, I'm just putting in the same rare limited teams, like maybe switching a few players around here and there. Like, I kind of feel like now I've got a bit lucky with some of my rare keepers, I can potentially make that step up to All-Star Rare Plus, just because I won't have to buy a super rare keeper because I've got a rare keeper that I can put in, so I can get super rare defender and a midfielder, say, for maybe £400, and that won't be from putting money in. That will be from the few ETH thresholds. So I'll have to really bank my ETH thresholds because I'm awful at keeping that money in my in the top right hand side of my screen. I'll just start spending it. But yeah, this is definitely making me want to get on the market immediately.
I guess in that comp though, if you're buying super rare and there's one going in, they get more boost, don't they? Bonus boost.
It's 25%, I think. And I'll actually
you pick that. Really, that's going to have to be your captain, right? If you want to do well.
I'm not sure. Can you captain super rares in All-Star Rare Plus? Is it?
Okay.
No, you can't. You've got captain rare.
You've got to captain the rares, yeah. But yeah, actually, my best ever card win came in All-Star Rare Plus when I had this exact thought I'm having now about 18 months ago and thought, right, I'm going to do it. I'm going to try and buy some super rares. Bought like 3. One in my first week, I won an Otavio rare when he was like Porto, like flying. He was worth, and that was when prices were high as well. So he was like worth 1,500 quid or something stupid. And then I completely shat my pants that I had 3 super rares and they were really expensive. And I was like, I'm selling them. So I sold them.
Otavio, mate.
That was my last effort. But I kind of feel like now prices have dipped now. I maybe have a little go again. Because the price
is Otavio, John, out of interest. He was good, wasn't he?
Sorry, what's that, mate?
What happened to Otavio? He was really good.
I don't want to talk about it, mate.
Why? Where did he go?
Are you taking the piss, or do you actually not know?
No, genuine interest.
No, he went to Saudi Arabia, mate. Although he still plays for Portugal. Got 100 the other day for Portugal, and obviously they do still play the Asian Champions League. So I get a bit of that, but yeah, it's a shitter. Don't bring it up again, please.
Sorry, mate.
But yeah, the prizes. The prizes start at tier 3 rares, don't they, in All-Star Rare Plus as well? So like the prizes are a lot better. But
I think that you've got to consider that all your players have got to be in the same region, haven't they? You know, if you could stock up on the Asian side of things, but then you need to be careful things like Russia or Austria, which have those massive breaks. So yeah, it needs planning, doesn't it? If you're going to do it.
yeah.
I know you two said it makes you sound like you want to buy a super rare. It actually makes it sound quite hard work to me, and I think maybe rare is easier, but
rare is very, very attainable and easy at the minute.
What I would take from it is that I do feel like the progression at the moment would be cap 240 rare to cap 240 super rare, and sacking off these plus tournaments. You know, chasing the threshold as things stand at the moment. Or just selling it all, go and play an NBA and being a right baller.
Isn't that what everyone's doing now, though? I keep seeing that, which means that's definitely not the play to make right now.
Yeah.
There's not enough competitions in NBA for Johnny. I can tell you that.
Plus basketball's shit, isn't it? Let's be honest. It's netball.
It's pretty good, to be fair. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. I don't know.
Anyway, verdicts from the rare versus super rare debate.
Hashtag never sell. I would do the super rare thresh if I had the money to buy a super rare thresh keeper. I think if you're going to do super rare thresh, you have to buy a super rare thresh keeper. I would suggest doing rare threshold. I think the point Jesse made earlier with Jonathan Mensah, £4 for a rare is less risky to win £50 rare than paying £60 for a super rare to potentially win £200.
That's probably quite an extreme example, though.
It is an extreme example, but
15x a rare price to.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna go and look on the super rare market as soon as we're off this call.
There we go. I expect by Tuesday to see a shiny super rare show off.
I'm going to slowly build. I think I'm going to. My issue is I'm still going for the Euros with rare. I'm not where I want to be. So I'm going to have to be patient, but I'm going to slowly build for next season. So I'm going to stick with Europe as the card prices hopefully drop. I'm one of these people that's deep down is enjoying the market burning slightly. So as long as it keeps going, because I love it as a platform. Love you, Nikolai. Hope it keeps going. Then I'm happy. But like, I just want it to keep dropping so I can actually enter these cards and build them ready for next season. If what'll be interesting is if you then take away the threshold, then what?
No, they can't do that. Do
we really say we're in it for the fun?
Can you imagine? Can you imagine if they remove the threshold? It'd be like that day on Sorare when all the cards suddenly started saying red arrows. Shit.
Do you mean index?
Football index. Sorry, yeah.
Oh mate, that was grim. Yeah,
that was a rough day. I've still got my football index.
Fuck you.
Fuck them both. But no, I don't think they would without a serious wind up. I mean, I would still find the game fun anyway, but it would take away some of the serious. I definitely leveled some of my portfolio. But one of the things I did think of, which I heard a few people mentioned, is like a nice easy win for them in saving card rewards and stuff, would be just taking the card rewards out of the threshold competitions.
Yeah.
Because
we don't need to give them away, do you?
Do you need card prizes in the 240 competitions, really? At the moment, winning $50 in rare cap 240 is like the biggest thing you get of the week most times compared to any of the card prizes you win.
Yeah, you're right.
I would still prioritize that competition. You can have a bit of ETH at the top or some SO coins or whatever, a couple of hats or whatever. But like taking the cards out, people obviously be like, oh, there goes the prizes. But I think it'd be one of the easiest routes to change that everyone would still want to enter it and win the threshold.
Well, I think they should definitely still be other prizes in it though, because otherwise people are just going to try and put cards in to just scrape the threshold. They would never put prices of cards would fall, I think, even further.
Do you reckon? No, I don't think so, because they'll just play the cards elsewhere. I mean, a lot of people do that anyway.
Yeah, a lot of people.
They need something to encourage people to put in better cards into that thing.
I think a lot of people don't prioritize it. Not like the massive accounts which have like the insane cards aren't prioritizing cap 240 rare with their Kimmich and.
Well, what about multiple different thresholds in the same competition? So like. Cap 240. If you get 280, you win $50. If you get 350, you win $100. If you get 400 plus, you get $150, something like that. So that at least it sort of encourages you to maybe, I don't know, not put in just steady Eddies, Jackson Yules in your team all the time.
I know what you mean, like levels.
Yeah. I don't know. I just feel like there needs to be something else in there. Like, especially imagine if you entered cap 240 rare, you got past 280, but you actually got 470, and you finished first, and all you got was the exact same thing as someone who got 280.
But you knew that in advance. People are all currently playing.
Mate, you're telling me you would kick off, mate? You're talking shit. You would kick off. If that happened to you.
But I would know it in advance. But everyone's still playing cap 270 at the moment, knowing that if they win the week, they don't get anything for winning the week.
I'm doing that as my second comp.
I got like 390 in this weekend.
That's just a little bit of fun, isn't it? Monthly thing.
I don't know. Now, here's one for you. They'll never do it. But imagine if, I like the tiering idea. So the fact that you could go above, like, say, your current ETH threshold to $100, or let's say $200. But also, if you go the scores below, you lose.
Well, you've got to give money.
Imagine the drama of like, fuck, I DMP'd. I'm going to lose like $50.
I like it.
Imagine it. It would be so intense. I mean, it would be classified as gambling, I think, which is why it can never happen. But I kind of like the drama. I like a bit of like stir.
You pay like $10 of ETH to enter.
Yeah.
If you go under 200.
Well, no, you don't even need to pay. You play, and you win. If you go above the threshold caps, you win. If you go below them, you pay them.
What about if you pay $50 to enter, and if you, depending on how you do, you get some of it back?
The rise and fall featuring Steve.
Yeah, I mean, they should definitely not listen to us.
Yeah, it's definitely gambling,
It'll
but it would be hilarious when you're allowed to play it.
I want them to do comps that are like. I want them to do comps that are kind of the lowest score wins. Like they have to play, but score shitly. Like,
yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Because then people will be buying rank cards. Like Bunasar would be an absolute.
Yeah.
Imagine
Bunasar at the African Cup of Nations, guaranteed to get you 14 every game.
Yeah.
I love the old specials. I miss Underdog. I miss over 32. I like Specialist.
Specialist is my favourite comp ever. My most successful one ever. Loved it.
It'd be nice to cheer. It'd be nice to cheer for negative decisives. You put a team together, you're like, come on, keeper, give away a fucking pen, please.
Just pick Pickford, mate. He'll do that every week for you.
It's funny that you spent £650 on his rare, though.
Yeah, so it's a great laugh, mate. Thanks. Real good friend you are for planting that seed in my head.
I didn't tell you to get him. I mean, I've got him. Everton are good now.
There's an underdog competition in the NBA, FYI.
Yeah.
What's the underdog comp?
So 60 cap points. Your team's got to be under 60 cap points. And for example, the champion competition is 120, but your MVP doesn't count.
Yeah.
So it's massive compared to the underdog competition where you just get 60. So that could be buy up some DOS cards and enter that to keep yourself happy.
I think I've got about 3 or 4 limiteds left. I did sell them at desperate times, but I may play. We'll see. Still building. I'm going to buy super rares. What I'm on about.
Super rares all the way. That's what we've decided. Speaking of Everton, John, who have you got this weekend? Confident?
We've got Brighton at home. Obviously, Brighton are a very good team. I've done my play sharper predictions. Hopefully, that comes through for me. But I'm pretty confident at the moment. Randomly, you've known me a long time now. I've always had a pretty decent Everton confidence, but the last 2.5 years is probably the most negative you've ever seen me about Everton. It's been an absolute dearth of shite. However, we actually look like a football team now. We've got 4 wins in our last 5 games. One in midweek against Burnley, one away last week at where were we last week? West Ham. Yeah, we're looking good. We've got a good squad at the moment. We've got backup forwards, backup wingers. It's all going on. But yeah, back to your original point. Yes, I am confident. Brighton away was the sort of start of our survival last year. Don't know if you remember, we won 5-1 away at Brighton when they were flying.
I don't remember. I erased anything Everton related out of my brain as soon as it's happened.
It was delicious. But yeah, I mean, you boys obviously got your Everton stacks ready to go.
Here is mine. My under 23 rare Everton stack. Obviously, the only thing short in Everton's goalkeeping department is Pickford's arms. That was my really loose attempt at trying to get short arms.
At least he's got 2 fucking arms that aren't broken, mate.
He doesn't play like it though, does he?
He's good. He's got 2 clean sheets in a row. But yeah, I think people forget that we have a lot of young players. Look at that, 4 under 23s there.
Is Garner definitely starting this weekend? Because I'm thinking about picking him up.
Yes, definitely. He's like.
Although it's probably too late. Is it too late? What day are we?
Thursday. Deadline's tomorrow.
It's tomorrow. We're all right.
What, mate? We're doing Sorare Thursday Club right now. Of course, it's bloody Thursday.
Yeah, but we're never on time, are we? And I'm in a different dimension at the minute, anyway.
No, I'm pretty confident. Obviously, Brighton are a very good team. They've got a good squad, but they've been a bit weird, haven't they? Last sort of 10 games, either winning 4-0, losing 4-0. It seems so.
Yeah, they got that European struggle coming in, haven't they?
Yeah. And Zerbi's been linked with Man United. I feel like Brighton actually might have a bit of a wobble. Although I did hear today on the radio they're talking about Everton, not a little bit about Everton, and the fact that you're better. Apparently, you're better away at the minute, considerably better. So I did have a little. Part of me thinks you might fuck up tomorrow and lose 2-0, but I hope not.
£36 for a Garner at the moment.
36 quid.
Yeah,
his rare is ridiculous. Like I was looking at his super rare. His super rare is like 0.2, which I think is.
The thing is, though, he's not that good, is he? That's the only problem.
He is. You should see. So his bad scores have been when Everton are really bad. Like, we're definitely on the upward trend. You look at his scores when he was at Forest.
How good are his scores, though? Let's get them up. Get his scores up, Rick.
Look up his Nottingham Forest scores.
Look up his scores when he's not playing for his current club. Is that a smart plan?
Okay, this was us.
Should I purchase based on that?
We tried to have a nice red versus blue conversation podcast, and we descended into Everton Madness.
We have gone blue.
Yeah,
That's
to be
true.
fair. We are back on the Everton chat. So what are we looking for? His scores at...
Not at Everton.
He doesn't have Nottingham Forest scores in here because...
He does.
I mean, those scores look all right.
If you click on all, you'll be able to see his Forest stuff.
I mean, anyway, the reason why I'm considering him is because he fits into my Cap 240 team at the minute.
He's the first name on the team sheet for Everton at the moment. Like
First name.
Dyche is always him and McNeil. Dyche is always going on about him. He fucking loves him. He's playing so well in our games at the moment. He's taking corners from one side, McNeil from the other, so he's getting decisives a lot. He's scored a couple of goals from open play.
I'm buying one now.
his AA game has been pretty tidy, actually.
Yeah, game's good.
To be fair.
What do I buy Jackson Ewell?
He looks like, well, yours not got any utility for the time being.
Like, all jokes aside, like, if, you know, you could buy better players probably, but for 35 quid, like, that is stupidly cheap.
Man City looking good again. The Man City stack, they look like a nice option this weekend. Liverpool,
if you can choose the right players, yeah.
Liverpool looking good. PSV, Celtic, some big names up there. Chengdu, Rongcheng, if you've got any of their players.
Yeah, I've got many.
Well-known team there.
Yeah. Madrid have got a good fixture. Benfica, Sporting, PSG. A lot of the big name clubs have got good fixtures this weekend. So
it's going to be one. I feel like it's going to be one of those weekends where we get a lot of tweets and people are going, "I've got 430 this week and I didn't win a prize."
yeah, Milan, good fixture. Austria Vienna have got a good fixture. I got 5 of their players. Yeah. Ajax, I mean, they've been doing crap, but you see, there's a lot of nice fixtures here. So,
Sorry to derail you again. Back to Everton.
You're obsessed. You're absolutely obsessed.
But I don't know about you. I have this issue where I'm collecting cards from last season, but every time I see this season's cards, I'm like, they look way better. I want one of those.
yeah.
It's really conflicting against the idea of like building my collection XP versus owning cards I actually want to own.
Yeah, but you got to go. You got to go for your XP, mate.
I know I should. They just look so much nicer.
And they instantly get a 5% season bonus, don't they, compared to your old one?
I know. But I'm going to make the right decision and go for the old cards. Pug Trader, give me your James Garner right now.
Live purchasing going
Wow.
on. That's what we like to see.
Come on.
Stepping it up.
That's what we want to see on our super rare podcast. We want to see Swiss Mafia buying a rare Everton player.
Mate, how many have you got now? You must genuinely be catching me up in the rare leaderboard for collections.
I think I'm seventh in the world at present.
We can
Called it off a little bit recently.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I love
Those
it.
beautiful cards. Like, got myself a little John Boy Mensah for £4, $3.99 to be specific.
Wow.
Demir Kryalak, £3.30.
Oh, you got your boy Amdouni.
8 Everton players. Here we go.
8. What are we doing? What are we doing?
What are we doing?
Fuck my life.
Anyway, I don't see any Everton on the top of the pick scores, but there's some big names up here with good games. Salah, Mbappe, Kane, Berardi, Griezmann, Mbeumo above Haaland. That's what you like to see.
Speaking of Griezmann, do you know what I did the other night? It's about a week ago after a few beers. I tried trading half my port for a Griezmann. So I love him so much.
Oh my
And then
God.
woke up in the morning feeling sick, and then luckily it was rejected anyway.
Yeah, I always call it Griezmann Limited because all limited prices are a joke, man. But the reason I like people like Griezmann is because he's come out and said there's literally no way I'm going to Saudi Arabia. So that's actually a very good thing, isn't it? How old is he? He's like 31.
Yeah, I think 132. I mean, he's been playing for years and years, but like the way he plays in the pocket, he could play forever. He doesn't rely on his pace.
I think he's mentioned he wants to go to MLS at some point.
32.
I love him. He's probably my favourite player on the planet. Legit.
What
Best
about
player I've ever seen play live. Better than
Granit
Cristiano
Xhaka?
Ronaldo. Heard it here.
Let's see what I did with. Can I see my sale on here? Oh, it's limited.
It was limited, mate.
Yeah.
I think we both had one actually. Mine will be in there somewhere.
Uh,
Can you search by bottom of the peak?
oh, here you go.
There it is.
Here's mine. I bought him almost at the bottom and then pretty much crapped my pants and sold him. And then he went absolutely wild all the way up to
Ouch.
0.2. It was when he was at Barcelona and wasn't Atletico and wasn't allowed to play.
It's a stupid contract, wasn't it?
His contract thing, so I just got out to raise funds. But here's your boy Dwight McNeil with a AA fixture. Reasonably highest one on pick scores.
He's so good.
Right.
Get him in.
He's very good on So Rare. Like
He's good in real life, mate.
I mean, he's not, but he's very good on So Rare.
He fucking is.
He's all right in real life, but he's not that good, is he?
He's also the first name on the team sheet.
As well, he's Garner's the first name on the team sheet.
Yeah.
And
They play next to each other, so he just writes it all in joined up writing, like all one
Like
big.
Garner.
Yeah, Dwight McNeil.
Garner.
Garner.
Like a new form of McDonald's burger.
A little bit,
And here we are in Everton again.
Yeah, here we are. I think that's enough, Everton. I think
Yeah.
we've digressed.
Let's park it. Let's talk
Not
about
me, mate. It's not me. It's fucking Swiss Mamba over here.
Yeah, here we go. I think we've digressed enough. But before we leave, John, do you want to give us an update on this Movember thing? The reason we've got moustaches for anyone that doesn't know what we're doing.
Yeah. I mean, not much of an update so far. Obviously, we were only 2 days in, but we are growing moustaches for Movember. We have a Just Giving page. If you'd like to donate, there will be a giveaway at the end of the month for anyone who likes to donate. Put your Sorare manager on the page. But yeah, we've put it out on a tweet already, but we'll be doing regular updates, regular pictures of how awful we look, and link into the page. But yeah, I mean, it's all for good cause, isn't it? Men's health charities. I think testicular cancer is part of that as well, which is obviously a big thing in the world. So yeah, it's good to help out. And you know, we've all pissed off our wives greatly by growing these things, haven't we? I think early leader is definitely Jesse Virts with the absolute broomstick underneath his broomstick.
I thought you meant early leader for pissing off his wife, given it's her birthday.
No. I mean, maybe there. But yeah, I mean, we all look a little bit Mexican, don't we? We could definitely start a little cartel. But yeah,
Mexican tops, eh?
Yeah, it's good. We've done it before, didn't we? Did a few years ago.
We'll always do it. It's tradition, as is
we always
tradition.
do it. And obviously, yeah, and also, whilst we're here, big thanks to the Make It the Double Double podcast, who have agreed to donate £5 a week or something between them as well. And they're going to donate for any prizes they pick up on Sorare. And actually, I've forgotten to mention that. Yeah, for every 500 coins we pick up in the weekly Sorare competitions, we'll be donating 50p to the cause, which doesn't sound a lot, but you know, we usually probably get around 7,000 to 8,000 coins between us three every week, don't we? I'd say
Kind of a big deal.
I get like 7,000 by myself.
Well,
I'm just
So basically, you get 7,000.
making it sound more impressive. We get well over 10,000 between us.
Oh yeah, I suppose we do actually. That's a good point.
I get like 5 at a weekend, 2.5 in midweek, say 7.5.
So if we include like midweek and weekend, we probably get about 12,000. Is that better?
Literally, what I just said.
Yeah.
12,
And I'm on the cusp of Sorare domination, so
yeah. So that's £12 donation a week coming from Sorare Thursday Club. So hopefully around £50 between us by the end of the month.
Any wins, put a slice in.
Any wins. But yeah, no.
I'll link it in the description after this show once we've done it. And anyone that donates in for a prize draw, and yeah, if we can get a little bit of money together, it's nice, and it gives us an excuse for the reason we're doing this. But yeah,
maybe we should do a little fundraiser next week. If we get enough in the pot, then we'll dye your hair live on show, and then there's no backing out.
Can you think of a worse podcast than someone topless,
I'll just stand
having their
behind
hair
you,
washed
massaging
and
your hair.
dyed. Yeah.
I'll feed
With a
you
broken
beer.
arm. Stood there with a broken arm, getting his
Give him a
hair
little
done.
bit of nipple every now and then.
Wow.
That's my side boob.
And on that bombshell, as we cross the 1 hour threshold, the first sighting of a nipple for the week, we will call it a night. If you're still here for some mental reason, please could you like and subscribe? It makes us feel all warm and glowy and fuzzy inside and sets us off on the right tune for the weekend. But for now, that's all she wrote for Sorare Thursday Club live on a Thursday. And we will see you again next week. Viva la Thursday Club.
Oh, Thursday Club.
Up the toffees.